Hey everyone, today we'll be doing the Big E fantasy booking. His rise to the top. It seems like it's happening, and it seems like it's still quite early. So I think it's a great time to do some fantasy booking. And I want this to be like a series. Maybe I'll look back at some booking mistakes and maybe fix them. But anyways, today we'll be doing Big E's, and I don't want this video to be too long, so yeah, let's go into the video. So at SummerSlam, Big E does not have a match, but at the end of Roman Reigns vs John Cena match, when Roman Reigns retains, Big E comes out, but when he comes into the ring, Roman Reigns just gets out. He already fought a match, and he doesn't think that Big E is deserving of a title shot against him. So it seems like Big E is going to go for the Universal title, but that's not the case. On Raw, he shows up in the crowd and he watches Bobby Lashley. So at this point, we don't know if he's going to cash in on Roman or Bobby. So it builds up tensions. On SmackDown, Big E is cutting a promo until he gets disturbed by Dolph Ziggler. Flashback to 2013. Big E used to be the bodyguard for Dolph Ziggler. Dolph got pretty successful, but all that pretty much ended by the summer of 2013. So they're going to do this, this nostalgic story. Let's call it that. And at Extreme Rules, I think that's the pay-per-view for September. We're going to have Dolph Ziggler versus Big E for the Money in the Bank briefcase. And during that match, Big E does win. He does retain the briefcase. But however, the rivalry does not end just yet. On SmackDown, Dolph Ziggler cuts a rant about how Big E is not deserving to be a world champion. He does nothing but throws pancakes into the crowd. And then Big E cuts him off, saying that this is not Big E of 2018 anymore, and this is not the Big E of 2013. This year, he's going to get the best of Big E. So at Crown Jewel, I'm not sure if that's the pay-per-view of October, but let's just say it is. At Crown Jewel, it's going to be Big E versus Dolph Ziggler. So at the last SmackDown before Crown Jewel, Dolph Ziggler announces that the match stipulation will be that Dolph gets to use a weapon, but Big E doesn't. So pretty much the same thing that happened at Extreme Rules 2020 between Dolph and Drew. However, during Crown Jewel, Dolph Ziggler still fails to beat Big E, and it shows how strong and dominant Big E is. Okay, so it's time for the Survivor Series. So the main event of the Survivor Series is going to be Universal Champion Roman Reigns versus the WWE World Champion Bobby Lashley. So Big E will be involved in a 5-on-5 elimination match. So let's run down Team SmackDown. It's going to be Big E, Edge, Seth Rollins, Apollo Crews, and Finn Balor. The Raw team is Drew McIntyre, Keith Lee, Kofi Kingston, Ricochet, and Randy Orton. So at the end of the match, we're left to final two, Kofi Kingston and Big E, two former New Day members. So they go at it for like 10 minutes. They have this brother kind of match. It's great. And at the end, Big E does pick up the win for the Team SmackDown. So now we're left with the main event, Bobby Lashley versus Roman Reigns. So if you want to think about it, we kind of booked ourselves into a corner because you don't want either man to win, They're both dominant. So this is what we do. During the match, both men are tired, both men are beaten up, they've gone to war, and then Brock Lesnar's theme plays. The reason why Brock Lesnar is here is because he didn't forget about the title that he lost at WrestleMania 36. So he is targeting the world title. He beats up Roman Reigns first, which causes a DQ, and it causes Roman Reigns to win and score a point for SmackDown. So your winner is Roman Reigns. And then Brock Lesnar turns his attention to Bobby Lashley. He beats him up, he kills him, people are going wild, and as Brock Lesnar is beating up Bobby, Roman Reigns is leaving the scene, he's leaving the arena. So after the beatdown, after Bobby is left lifeless, Big E comes down and cashes in on Bobby Lashley and becomes the world champion. So the pay-per-view ends with the New Day holding up Big E, and pyrotechnics are going off, the crowd is loving it, and that's how we end Survivor Series. Big E is the world champion. So it's official, Big E has been drafted to Raw for this reason. So on Raw the next day, Big E is celebrating with the New Day until Bobby Lashley comes down. Now we all know Brock Lesnar wouldn't just appear. He only appears at the big pay-per-views, so he's not going to be on Raw, and the rivalry will be delayed a bit. So Bobby Lashley comes down to the ring and he wants a rematch against Big E. So Big E gladly accepts. So it's official for TLC. Bobby Lashley versus Big E. But wait, then from out of nowhere, Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin beat up Big E. The New Day come down for the rescue, but it seems like it doesn't help. So at the end of Raw, it seems like the Hurt Business has reunited and they have their attention on New Day. So the match now for TLC is the Hurt Business versus the New Day. So as we're progressing to the pay-per-view, Xavier Woods and Kofi win the Raw Tag Team titles, and Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander obviously won their Raw Tag titles too. So now it's a winner-take-all match at TLC. So during the last 2 or so weeks before the pay-per-view, Hurt Business are kind of playing, mind games on Xavier Woods. They keep saying that, oh, you're the slave to the New Day. Why don't you come join us? You'll be stronger. We're getting that thing from the Wyatt family from 2016. That rivalry where Xavier was, it seemed like he was going to break up from the New Day. So a lot of tensions built for the pay-per-view. The New Day versus the Hurt Business in a winner-take-all match, and we never know. Maybe Xavier Woods will turn heel. Who knows? So it seems like it's going to be a big match at TLC, and we cannot wait to see what's going to happen. So the pay-per-view is happening, and the winners are the New Day. And that's how the show ends. There's no heel turn. It seems like everything is cool. And now we are going towards the Royal Rumble. So I know this was a bit unrealistic, but this is fantasy booking. Obviously, Vince would never let the Hurt Business reunite, which is kind of such a shame, But since I've done that, let's get some realism into this. A few weeks later, at the New Year's Eve, Goldberg comes down and challenges Big E. So Big E versus Goldberg at Royal Rumble, and after 3 minutes, Big E manages to win. He managed to claw and we don't need to get another, small reign of terror from Goldberg, So Becky defends the title, retains the title, and yeah, we're safe. And it also builds Becky up, to look more strong. So it's time for the Royal Rumble match itself. We are at the final two, Kofi Kingston and Drew McIntyre. It seems like Drew McIntyre has the upper hand until Kofi Kingston manages to reverse a maneuver and throws him out of the ring to win the Royal Rumble. So, the Royal Rumble winner of 2022 is Kofi Kingston. Xavier Woods comes down to the ring to congratulate Kofi until, boom, low blow to Kofi Kingston, and Becky comes down. He asks, why Xavier, why did you do that? And then Xavier Woods also attacks him, and we leave the pay-per-view in a complete shock. The New Day has officially disbanded after 8 years of being a tag team. The arena is silent. Nobody can believe what just happened. So we'll only be able to wait and see what's going to happen. So it's time for Raw. Xavier Woods explains himself. Why did he betray the New Day? And the answer is very simple. He was sick of being a mascot of the New Day. He wanted to do this for so many years, but he didn't know when. So he felt like at the Royal Rumble, since it's the road to WrestleMania, he felt like this was the right time to do it, because a lot of opportunities come. So when Kofi Kingston comes down to the ring, and he calls him a coward for betraying him like that, how could you do this to your own brother, Xavier Woods is sick of hearing Kofi Kingston, and he says that he had anger for so many years, and he unleashed it on Kofi at the Royal Rumble. So a match is set between these two at Elimination Chamber. Xavier Woods goes up to Adam Pearce backstage, and he says that if he beats Kofi Kingston at Elimination Chamber, he technically should be added to the main event at WrestleMania. Adam Pearce agrees, but that's only if Xavier does beat Kofi Kingston at the pay-per-view. Even backstage, Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston have this brawl, just to build some legitimacy and hype to the match at Elimination Chamber. Meanwhile, Big E has to defend his world title in an Elimination Chamber match, traditionally. And he does win the Chamber match, just to, make him look like a star. So it's time for the one-on-one match between Xavier and Kofi, and Xavier, he gets rid of all of the New Day colors. It's all black, and then he also brings us back the afro haircut like he had back in the day. So it's 2013 Kofi versus 2013 Xavier, and both of them have a great, fantastic match, the match of the night. Beating both chamber matches. However, at the end, Xavier does win, and it's official for WrestleMania. It's a triple threat between the New Day members for the world title. So now comes Fastlane, and honestly, the only thing that you should do now is a contract signing between these three, because what else do you really do? You shouldn't do Kofi versus Big E. Because if Kofi loses, he should also lose his WrestleMania match. You shouldn't do Xavier versus Big E as well, so I feel like the only thing they should do now is to make this, a contract signing at the pay-per-view. And they should really just make this like a 10-minute, 15-minute contract signing, They should make this a very, very good segment, and it should be worth our time. So during the segment, Kofi can say, Xavier, you're a coward. You had everything you ever wanted in the New Day. How could you do that? and Xavier says, I didn't get everything I ever wanted. The one thing that I always wanted was the world title. And also, if you can't beat me one-on-one at Elimination Chamber, then how are you going to beat both of us? And then Big E shuts them up and says, it's funny how I got better after the 2020 draft. It feels like I also got held back at End New Day. But that all doesn't matter. Now we're gonna fight at the big grandest stage of them all, WrestleMania. And he signs the contract, so does Kofi, so does Xavier, and the segments ends in a brawl. So at WrestleMania, we finally have the dream match that we always wanted. And I must be honest, Big E should retain the world title. I don't think Kofi should win. He already had a chance. And I think it's like too early for Xavier. So maybe Xavier can win like a few months later at SummerSlam or something. But today at WrestleMania, Big E does retain, and that's how we end the story. So if you enjoyed the video, please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.